Stay tuned. Here's 3 things that are good to be in denial about. Let's go. We've all heard it said how being in denial is such a bad thing. Number 1, Paul the Apostle, who would eventually write 2/3 of the Bible, didn't start out so great. In fact, he was once known as Saul, and he held the very coats of the guys who would stone to death the very first martyr recorded in the Bible. But Paul would have an experience that changed everything. When he met Christ on the road to Damascus, he became Paul the Apostle. He had to practice denial of who he was and what he knew and what he understood and what he thought was right for the higher truth. That was Jesus Christ. Number 2, King David. Not only does he have a very sketchy past, in fact, he grows up with some really big issues. His father rejects him, considers him the least in his family. Not only that, his brothers all reject him. But King David would rise up and be quoted to say, "You come to me with a sword, with a spear, and with a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." Now that kid was reading his Bible, I'll tell you that right now. So here's a guy, young boy, shepherd boy. He's got daddy issues, he's got brother issues, yet he knows who he is in God and addresses the greatest enemy of the time, Goliath, and is victorious. He practiced denial. He denied what they said and embraced what God said about him. Number 3, Matthew. Now here's a real peach of a guy. So this guy is a betrayer of his own people, traitor of his own people, steals from his own people. Not only does he steal from his own people, he gives that money for himself and for Rome, the oppressor of his own people. And one day, a man walks by his little booth or wherever he's doing his little hustle and says, "Follow me." Changes his life forever. Matthew would later go on and follow Christ and deny his entire previous life. He had to deny who he was, what he had done, and now his life was changed forever. Now here's another ultimate definition of denial. Matthew 16:24. If anyone desires to follow after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. No, it means embrace your destiny. It means embrace what God has called you to do. Can you feel the toll bell calling you to himself, calling you to your purpose, calling you to what God has for you? Can you hear that? Because you can hear it in your heart from across the ages and across the heavens. God is calling you. It's time for you to take up your cross. It's time for you to embrace what God's got for you. It's time for you to receive Christ and deny and get in denial about your past. Let's go. He's got a lot for you. You won't regret it. Comment, "This was for me," if it touched your life, which I'm sure it did.